Podcast. I'm your host, Jed Porto. Joining me as always is the glorious one himself, Marcus Green. And Marcus, how are you?
Going okay, man.
I have something called like split broadcaster on Skype. No, what the fuck is this nonsense? Zach, what did you
No
do?
idea.
What did you do?
I didn't do shit but join the call.
You did it. It's your fault. You did something the wrong. And of course, joining us is our compadre, our tertiary adjunct professor. He is Zachary Tyler Pew Pew Duncan of Borg Unimatrix 1642. Zach, how are you?
I am superb.
We are here talking about the second arc of Y the Last Man. Why? Because I said so. That joke won't be getting old anytime soon. We got news on Cobra Kai airing Season 3. Got to talk about Stargirl, Episode 2 of Season 1. Henry Cavill. He's back. He's back in the saddle again. We also got to talk about Captain America being super selfish. Allegedly. Firstly, though, let's start with the comic of the week. It is Y the Last Man. Thackeray, do me a favor and just check on the stream, make sure everything's hunky-dory.
Sure thing.
Because I enjoy the word hunky-dory. So, the one thing I will notice for Y is these are not as long-winded as we were getting last cropping of books with the boys. I was able to read all 5 issues in about 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's a real quick read.
It felt so good.
Right? It's so nice to be able to get through something without going, wait, whose mother did he fuck the last issue? Oh, goddamn, I gotta go back down.
You realize how crazy and effed up a series is, and when you go, wait a minute, did I miss a rape?
What? I was saying that this week. So I warned you, gentlemen, about the Daughters of Amazon, or whatever the fuck they're calling themselves.
Yeah.
They're uniboobs. They all hack off one breasticle. I don't know why. I forget why. It's something to do about archery or something that Amazons did back. It was dumb. But they're fucking super psychotic and they're super sexist. And they're trying to hunt down and kill Yorick because he's the last man on Earth. Because apparently the Amazons are completely copacetic with having the entire human race die off. So, you know, that's a thing. The monkey gets no play. No one cares about the monkey. But we open up with them on the train because when you're vagabonds and hobos, you know, train travel is the way to go. The core, we're at, what are we at? 3 people. The core 3, core 4 if we're counting the monkey. The core 4 get forced off the train by 2 hobets, two female hobos, who are looking to do some of the stabby. 355, which is, I believe, the proper pronunciation of her name, because at one point they ask 355 is in trouble, and they're like, what do you mean? It's like 6 p.m. and everyone's like, no, that's her name, and everyone's like, that's a dumb name. And no one argued otherwise. So 355 is all fucked up. The doctor chick's all like, oh my God, got to do the things, and Yorick's like, shh, woman, I'm about to get laid. So Yorick meets a fancy young drug dealer and the stark revelation that, oh my God, Mariettaville, Ohio is actually a former penal colony filled with felony female convictors. Oh no. Yorick still wants to get his dick wet though. He ain't even worried. Oh, you only peddle drugs? That's fine. You want to do it in the woods? Needless to say, Yorick's sister has gone full uniboob. And now she's looking for some of the D. Not that... She's looking to kill him. Probably could have phrased that better. And her name is Hero. And she's very much a villain. Sometimes it's the shortest distance to the goal line that I feel sometimes is the best. What are we gonna call his sister who turns heel on him? Let's call her Hero. Yeah, I like it.
Perfect.
What are we gonna call the main hero of the story? Villain. I don't know. That's too on the nose. Yorick. What does that even mean? I don't know.
Oh, Chad, they're feminists. They're heroes.
They're sheroes, Marcus. They're sheroes.
Yes, let's get our politically correct colloquialisms correct.
Yes.
Over here.
Sheroes. Come on. So the guy who sounds like a bad sneeze. Yorick. Excuse me. Had to sneeze. He's now having to deal with the fact that his girlfriend, who might be dead, we don't even know, and it's half the world away, and she already knows he's dead. So who the fuck knows what she's doing? He has to, rationalize. Hey, do I want to bang this former addict? I do. I very much do. But fucking sister's like with the giant cock block, and not even just a minor cock block. She's like, I'm gonna kill you. That's a pretty big cock block right there. So they have to go and deal with the daughters of Amazonian nonsense, and they're fucking ranting and raving, and he's like, "Will you just fucking kill me already?" Yorick, I feel that energy. Then all of a sudden, Yorick's new girlfriend chucks an axe into her head. Jason Momoa has nothing on her.
All right.
All right, my man. Sorry, excuse me. My woman. It then does not go her way because she's like, yeah, I just killed that redheaded bitch. York is totally going to screw me. I'm about to get some holes filled. I got one between my legs. I got one in my mouth. I got one in my abdomen. Wait, what? When did that one show up? Oh, she got shot. She down. Black Hawk down. York's all like, I thought this was going to be more fun, less deathy. And everyone's like, no, it's pretty much like oil now, dude. We all going to try to kill for you. And York's like, legit. So he does a little bit of a monologuing, blames his sister, says sister was always dad's favorite, even though the sister believes that he was dad's favorite. And sibling rivalries are the worst. Trust me, it gets more complicated. Eventually, the core four, with the monkey in tow, decide to bail out of the town. And despite the fact that they're like, hey, you need to put the Amazonians in jail, the one old broad's like, no, we ain't going to do that. And everyone's like, then they're going to burn down your city because they're fucking cray-cray. And she's like, then so like, be it. She goes all...
We should put them in jail.
No, old lady goes all fucking... super shredder and just so be it. But then he's getting his haircut in 355's like, yeah, they're totally gonna lock them bitches up. And York's like, huh. All right then. And then of course we get Hero puking up a key because York is some kind of fucking wannabe magician, and he decided to teach her all his plans. So if there's a moral to the story is, boys, don't teach your sisters your little escape tricks because they might use it to try to kill you. That's some solid listening.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the issue, we find out that, holy shit, there's a woman in space. Who let that happen? Ba-dum-tsh. No, it's a slow reveal. We have a female astronaut looking down at the Earth, and then we slowly pan to see two more men. So technically, why the last man does still have his title, because he is the last man on Earth, but he's not the last man in existence. There'd be two more on a space station orbiting Earth. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. I like this book. 5 issues, took us 4 minutes to get through. Hot damn. That's what I'm talking about. It's a read, my friend. You can definitely tell that there's like some early kind of groundwork for what The Walking Dead would end up becoming. With the big reveal, like, this is a women's penal colony. Dun, dun, dun. But, like, it's fine. It's not anything too outlandish, considering that there's only 2 men in the entire world, and one's a monkey and the other one's, a capuchin. Because York's a dumb fucking ape. So
Yeah, he is.
so it's it's kind of copacetic, all things considering. Oh, by the by, the Israelis show up, and I love the whole scene. Like, is this Al Qaeda? No, they're speaking Jewish. I mean Hebrew. Because even women in the Marines still act like Marines. They're speaking Middle Eastern, sir. You mean? Go on, Marcus.
No, they was like, but don't we have with them? Not anymore.
That we were allies. We were allies. Then so be it. All this time, I'm just sitting there watching the Israelis fucking firebomb the American base. I'm just thinking, do it. Do it. All Palpatine-like. Zach, we'll start with you. Thoughts on this week's arc of Why the Last Man?
Definitely some interesting stuff. I definitely see your parallels with what Walking Dead would be, because we have the core group of people and they just travel from they're trying to get somewhere, but on the way they meet a whole bunch of different parties of people that have very different ideologies. There's the crazy Amazon bitches that just want to fuck the world to the ground, and not in a literal sense either. And then you have the ex-cons of Marysville, Ohio, who are very much like, nah, we're chill. We just want to live here and not fuck with anybody. We're good. But it's definitely a much quicker read, because I'm not sure who the author is, but definitely doesn't think as highly of himself as a writer as Garth Ennis does, clearly, because
Brian K. Vaughan.
Garth Ennis thought he had a lot to say.
Yes,
he didn't have much.
No, he did not.
Yeah, much quicker read and a much more enjoyable read, I would say, because you have our main characters who are, they have their flaws, but that they're mostly on the side of good, and then you have other people who are evil. And there's not the when is 355 gonna become butcher and burn everything to the ground.
Marcus, to you.
Yeah, I echo Zach Simmons. Definitely enjoyed the smoother read in between issues. That actually makes the whole experience more enjoyable. Not saying that it wasn't enjoyable getting through the balls, but it was a task. A lot of issues, a lot of heavy material. But if you got hooked, it was worth it, even during the cringe moments. But with this, it was smooth, it was quick and easy, and it wasn't quick in the sense that like the story, the writing was so dumb, it was just easy to blow through, because there really wasn't nothing to grab onto. Like this is easy to get a hold to. They make a lot of jokes and references that are very timely and very relevant to the story. Like Zach says, characters you like, dislike. It's interesting that they're world building by basically deconstructing the world. And yeah, I mean, a lot of great moments, like that little moment with 355 was we really got to get her name, but like delirious in the bed from the concussion, and the doctor. It's funny because it's kind of let you know how lonely the doctor been. She was started spouting out stuff, and she was like, I don't know why, but I want you. She just said like delirious. As soon as she said she wants her, you like, really? She turned into Scooby for a second. So she said it, and then she said, you could just hear internally go, the fuck? Come on. So that's interesting, specifically watching that, like, the evolution between 355 and Europe, because it's not as contentious as it was. So it'll be interesting seeing like where that develops. And I actually like that exchange when the crazy Amazon chick basically showed up and was like, yeah, I mean, clearly we saw the prison was empty and there's nothing but women here. Clearly that was y'all that got out. And then like her spewing those facts, which could kind of come off like I guess bloviated jargon, but it really is like actual fact, which sucks. But I thought it was great because the York really had like a sucker moment when he like she told him that secret in confidence, and then he just came in spewing like he was like on a freaking on his almighty horse. And I was like, that was real whack. And then for them to turn right back around and like save him, as much as they were like showing up for him, I felt like they were in it for each other even more so. So that was real cool to see. But yeah, I mean it's interesting because do we know yet who's snitching him out to the Israelis? Is that his
No,
mom?
not that I'm aware of. No,
We don't know yet, but it definitely looked like someone in Washington.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the mom, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it was cute for him to have that moment with what her name was, Nydia.
Uh, Sonia, maybe.
Sonya.
Yeah, Sonya, there it is. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Zach. But that was cool because you know the whole conflict. Because I'm waiting for the shoe to drop about his girl. Like I'm waiting for the shoe to drop to be like he been harboring all these feelings for all this time, and like she's basically just like the lead Amazon, but in Australia at this point. Because I'm like, you almost had a good thing with the chick. And like just like with the smoothing of the story, I think these 5 issues more so than even the first 5 was like I could really watch this as like a series, like like live action series, and I think it could be real cool. It'll definitely be interesting considering the context of the times we live in now with a lot of the conversation that would be had around women running the world and such. But I really could watch it as a series. But yeah, it's real cool because it really is an adventure story. Monkey didn't get a lot of play, but I did like the fact that he was like, "Look, I don't care what happens to me, nobody else with my monkey." And I immediately thought of Chad. Yeah, it's cool. So it's gonna be definitely interesting seeing how this develops because I really did think the way they did the panel that he shot his sister because he was done at that point. And yeah, apparently she's gonna escape now, so that hunt's gonna continue. So yeah, a lot of interesting points. I'm definitely enjoying this story.
Well, we will do another 5 issues, not next week, but the week after when Zach is back with us. Zach is Mr. Lazy Pants.
Yeah.
Speaking of Lazy Pants, apparently Cisco, not that Cisco, but the Thong Song Cisco is going to be on the season finale of Legends of Tomorrow.
Okay.
So that's a thing.
That was the quickest, worst roller coaster ride ever.
It's what I do, folks. It's what I do. In other dumb news, this is more just a dumb headline. We're only on episode 3 of Stargirl, yes?
Yeah, there have only been 2 so far.
So
Yeah.
this headline, granted it's by CBR, so you already know it's trash, by Colin Hickson, Stargirl finally faces off with her ice nemesis in new teaser. What do you mean? He just showed up in town. That's like meeting a girl on Tinder, going on a date with her the day later and going, you finally agreed to go out with me. How much faster do you need this?
I'm gonna go get my big H out the closet so we can fully spell out hack.
Oh, God. It's the worst. They're the worst. Why do I keep going to their website?
Great question.
I know why. It's not really a challenging question. It's one of the websites I used to go to all the time, and now it's kind of just ingrained into my my web browser. So like whenever I open up a new tab, it's one of the most visited websites, and I'm just too fucking lazy to go looking for a better comic website. So I'm like, fuck it, there it is. That's usually that's how I get most of my day. It's fuck it, there she is. Yeah, let's go out.
It's the easy layer comic website. You don't really want to. On a better day, you be trying, but not today.
Right, and it's not even a lay. Like it's like let's just go out and kill 3 hours kind of thing. Like a lay, in my opinion, would be like joining the comment section. Fuck that noise. I don't want to get whatever they have. They got like commenter aids. Like no, I'm good. They got word herpes. I'm good.
CBR is the date that paid and it still wasn't worth it.
Basically. So let's skip to the CBR because they made news this week for all the worst reasons.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In a now deleted article, I don't even remember who it's by. You can find it yourselves. Actually, you can probably just open this Pirates and Princesses article. So, this was posted on Memorial Day, a day for fallen soldiers to be remembered by their loved ones in the National Day of Remembrance. So, what's the best thing to do, or specifically not to do on this day? Don't write a hit piece mocking the idea of altruism and heroism in the United States with the people in the military, even if they're fictional characters. That just seems like a tacky fucking thing to do.
Yeah.
A little bit. So this is by Caleb Clark. I said his name. He wrote an article saying Steve Rogers wasn't a hero becoming Captain America. He was selfish. Here's some of his quotes. While he's Marvel's good golden boy, Steve Rogers decided to be Captain America was based on his own selfish desires. You know, wanting to protect people and save the world and stop Nazis. That apparently stopping Nazis is a bad thing, folks. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Now you know that. Goes on to say, rather than contribute in the ways best suited to him, Steve chooses to go under experimental treatments to artificially enhance himself. Steve's choice to become Captain America is rooted in fetishization of the hyper-masculine rather than an innate desire to do good for his country. Someone did a line of woke and shot themselves full of that social justice nastiness. Because this dude was high off his ass writing this fucking paragraph. One, to be a hero is not a hyper masculine fetishization, no more than watching Buffy the Vampire is a hyper feminine fetishization. Let's get that one out of the way. Secondly, he volunteered for an experimental drug trial to stop Nazis from killing Jews. I don't know about you. Doesn't seem very selfish. That's like saying, hey, you got the Rona. We got this experimental thing that may or may not help you, but it may kill you. But if it doesn't kill you, it could help others. You want to, I don't know, maybe die? Sure. I'm already pretty much dead anyway. Solid streak. Let's go. Let's do this. So then you do it. He gets better. Hey, it works. Now we can maybe better fight off this infection with lemon lime Gatorade that we inject straight into your testicles. It works. Don't inject lemon lime Gatorade into your testicles to fight the Rona. That'll go badly. Or it won't. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
I don't think you should inject anything into your testicles.
Well, hang on there. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater.
I ain't no doctor. It just seems like a bad idea.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you this once. Sometimes you need to remove things from the testicles through a syringe. I'm just saying the inverse could probably be just as helpful on occasion. Just maybe not lemon lime Gatorade. They don't do that. So he goes on to say compliments were given. He is central to the entire framework of Marvel's storytelling, except he was laid to rest for 40 years. All right. And Captain America was emblematic of justice, honesty, and perseverance, making him the ultimate culmination of the American ideal. However, the decision for Steve Rogers to become Captain America is inherently selfish. Steve is initially someone unfit to serve on the front lines. It is tough and hurtful, but it is the reality of the situation. It is his concern... Excuse me. If his concern was truly how he could best serve his country, he would accept a station in his life and make the most of it. Marcus, accept the station in your life.
As a black man, that hurts, Shaq.
Well, as a white man, it's my obligation to tell you to accept your station in life. That's what Caleb wants you to do. And I am a Caleb Hunter. Wait, is that his name? Yeah, I am a Caleb Clark. A Caleb Hunter sounds a lot better.
Screw his name. He's the flat scan of the day.
Ooh, that sounds like a new segment. Accept your station in life. Holy fucking Christ. Oh, my God. Hey, were you born with polio? Don't get treated for it. Accept your station in life and die. Hey, you got the big C. It's easily operational, and you, cutting it out could cause, you to have decades on your life. No, don't get that surgery. Accept your station in your life. Just die. What? Oh, like, all right, listen. I'm a writer who gets dogged a lot. All the time. And it sucks when someone insults you. It is awful to be dismissed so out-of-handedly, but this is the worst thing I've ever read. And it is by far and away worse than anything I've ever written in my life. This was a hit piece designed for sensationalism. I don't want this dude to be killed. I don't think this dude should get death threats. But if you're standing in line at the airport and you accidentally elbow him in the stomach, I think that's fair game. So elbow this asshole in line by accident. Any chance you get. What a cunt. Steve is initially someone unfit to... Oh, we already read that. Moving on. In fact, Cap is an impulsive person. His first response to opposition is to beat it down. Yes, all those times he was debating in those Marvel films, he was using his fists for the debate.
Yeah, because you shouldn't be impulsive in the presence of a Nazi.
You got Thanos looking down at you. You should be diplomatic.
You got Crossbones about to blow up half the fucking South African town. Debate with him about the ethics on destroying a local neighborhood. Like a modern male. Fucking tofu, motherfucker. What do they call those? Soy boys? Soy boy America?
Just thinking about that.
Captain Soy Boy. So apparently Caleb wants Captain Soy Boy to have an ethics debate with Crossbones as Crossbones is about to blow up an entire fucking city. Okay. Yeah. Because in my line of work, I've seen plenty of times when they're like, hey, 9/11, please don't happen. Please? No, they said please. Let's turn the planes around. Yeah, that didn't happen. A lot of pleading, a lot of debating, a lot of please and don'ts didn't work. It turns out sometimes the only way to beat an asshole up isn't with words, it's with fists. Best way to beat a bully is with a knuckle sandwich.
I love the thought of let's take this superhero. This is not Why the Last Man. This is not The Boys. This is a fucking superhero. Let's take this superhero. He doesn't fight anybody anymore. He just tries to reason with them all the time. I'll sell so many books. Sell so many tickets at the movie theater. Yeah, so good.
He basically wants Cap to be the white guy in the Django. If you would allow me to go into my pocket right before the snap.
It's not even that crazy. He wants fucking Captain America to be Quail Man.
Reading is fundamental.
Right? It's fucking belt on his head with the eyes of the quail vision, the quail call. Man. Like, come on. What are we doing here? Come on, Caleb. Caleb's a douche. So he goes on to finish it by saying, Captain America, hidden beneath a veneer of tough American grit and freedom fighting. Captain America is known for his altruism and was willing to sacrifice everything for what he believes in to be right, yet there is something selfish within that. Holy shit. Having ideals, principles, and morals is selfish. Elbow him in the gut in line at the airport. My God.
No, I just want to go back in time and send Nakamura at him, but the Nakamura that was feuding with AJ Styles.
Dick kick city.
Kicked him in the dick. He keeps kicking him in the dick.
Why does he keep kicking me in the dick?
Why does he keep kicking me in my dick? Wow, Vegeta, they all kicked you in the dick. Cap's altruism is what he believes and nothing else. Cap will fight against anyone who opposes his worldview, even including his friends. Now, see, his worldview is actually pretty fucking, pretty open-ended. Don't be a dick.
Yes, that's why he fought Tony, because Tony is a dick.
Yup, that's why he fought Backtrack the Leaper, because George St. Pierre wrapped those knuckles when he fought Jake Shields. That dick. That's a low-key MMA reference. I don't know how many y'all are going to get that.
That's why he left NORAD to die on a fucking... Not NORAD, Namor. Let Namor to die on an exploding planet, because Namor is a dick.
Namor's a goddamn fucking Christ. It's easy to write him off as an archetype of American machismo. Except that he's not, because he's not braggadocious. You don't know what machismo means, you cunt. But when fans try to understand why he makes the choices he does, because he's trying to be a good guy, he becomes that much more complex. He's not. He lives by the golden rule. That's literally his shtick. Him and Superman, least complex written characters ever. They're good dudes trying to do good things. Holy fuck. Being a hero isn't a black and white issue. It literally is. Don't be a dick. Don't be a dick. You a hero. You a dick. You a villain. Fuck. And seeing Cap overcome selfish impulses, like stopping Nazis from gassing Jews, those selfish pricks, for the greater...
No,
Go on,
but you can do it. You can do it all day, and that's excess. And excessiveness is a toxic masculine trait, because everything must be done in moderation.
And you're right. We gotta do things in moderation, which is what men do. Because last I checked, between the three of us, we have 6 pairs of shoes, and I'm pretty sure I own 4 of them. To be fair, though, I got a pair of nice shoes, a pair of going out shoes, I got sandals, and I got my jogging shoes. That's all I need. We're good. And to be fair, I only wear 2. To be fair, I only wear 1. If I'm not running, I'm wearing sandals. Let's be honest about that. 60 degrees to 90 degrees, 42 degrees, 18 below, I'm wearing sandals. Seeing Cap overcome selfish impulses for the greater good is far more rewarding than watching him be a do-gooder all the time. Except he is a do-gooder all the time. Except for that one time they made him a Nazi. Hail Hydra. What the fuck? So, to say he got roasted on Twitter is an understatement. Jack Palenzo on Twitter says, "You know what is crazy? Jack Kirby, the artist of the original Captain America comics, that fought in World War II and risked his life as a scout. He's basically an OG Nazi puncher. So why you got to do best boy dirty here?" That's fair. Then we have another article by CBR. Thanos originally killed Iron Man without even lifting a finger. He didn't, though. Another horrible article, says Impulse2988. How can you people call yourself journalists? Technically, they're not. They're opinion column writers. That's not a journalist. Oh, and what happened to your tweet about Captain America? You bunch of cowards. Jeez. Just memes the hell out of them. The writer of these Pirates and Princess article says, I do give them credit for taking it down, the article, but it shouldn't have gone up on Memorial Day in the first place. I think it would have been another day, people would have been upset, but not like they were with it being Memorial Day. I think they learned not to call American icons and heroes selfish on Memorial Day. The character means so much to so many. What do you think? Comment down below. This was written by Cambria Pratt. That's a hell of a first name. Cambria. It's like a combination of like a really nice juicy fruit and those Tarbrea tar pits out there in the California. Mark is ready to kick it to you first.
Holy hell. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like it's basically you summed it up, man. It is a over sensationalized trash hit piece, solely designed um, for shit clicks. And the whole thing about had it not come out on a different day, no, that's exactly when they wanted it to come out.
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole point. And it would have been trash any other day. But yeah, I mean, basically, like even worse than that, like this whole thing is one big tweet and delete, which we don't like here. Um, at least stand in your shit pit, you know. But yeah, I mean, just the whole concept, like it's not even trying to like to defend the concept of Cap because clearly this asshat is very much aware that everything he's saying, the way it felt like in the writing that everything he's saying was BS. I mean, what he would become after taking the super soldier serum was merely a physical manifestation of the guy that was always inside, which was the whole concept of the doctor choosing him. It's not like he bum rushed the doctor. He couldn't kick nobody's ass in the movie. Um, Probably couldn't even kick his own ass if he tried. But the whole concept of like no matter what happened to him after that transformation, he was supposed to remain the guy he was before, and that's the good man, and that's the guy we got throughout the whole 10-year history of things. But again, this asshat knows that. Like this, just again, pathetic hit piece continues to. I mean, as if the credibility for this site could get any lower at this point. Um, and yeah, I didn't really see like the blowback on this on Twitter. I saw somebody do a video on it, and then you say we were covered on the show. But yeah, I mean, obviously, freedom to write and say whatever you want, but it's stuff like this specifically. Looking at it, I imagine how it kind of just sent people off on Memorial Day. Um, but yeah, this is just it sucks, and the fact that, like you said, people frame this as journalism, because like you said, they're not journalists. Um, it really just like makes what like me and you do puts it in a more negative light, because we actually care and put care in our writing and actually do research and don't do hate articles for shit clicks. But we always been different. So
Yeah, what's that word that people have forgotten? Logical? Fucking Christ, go figure. Thackeray! Thoughts?
I mean, I don't know what else can be said about this guy. I mean, this is the most bullshit article I've ever heard in my life. He's basically taking what makes heroes like Captain America and Superman what they are and what has made them popular for literally decades, practically a century, and saying that they're selfish and wrong, and that's not what the ideal they aren't the ideal that people should be striving towards. It doesn't, what he's saying doesn't make any fucking sense, because they are the ideal. Everything they do is written to be the right thing to do, even if it's, as we saw, as the whole basis of the Civil War thing, even if what they're deciding to do is against what certain groups want, it's the right thing to do regardless of consequences and regardless of opinion and everything. So that's the whole point. So the whole article is just complete utter nonsense.
When you deconstruct gods to reveal the men, what else are you expecting other than to be disappointed by the fallibility of men? You can't deconstruct gods and expect there to still be heroes at that point. I don't know what you're. Right. I don't know what you're trying to lean on there, kid.
And it speaks to the absurdity of this article and just the stuff that he was spewing when this topped like a legion of garbage articles following the Snyder Cut announcement.
So yeah, apparently the now I don't. I am part of the Access Media technically. I guess you could say that, and I don't mind it. I tell the truth. If all Access Media represents one and one represents the Access Media, then we're a truth-telling organization because I tell the truth. But I got to tell you, man, I've never seen so many people in the last 2 years, be so dogmatic in needing to be right. And it started really with how terrible The Last Jedi was. Everyone's like, well, it was subverting of the expectations and a deconstruction of heroes. Motherfucker, we have enough deconstructed heroes in real life. We'd like someone to look up to, please. And since Scott Steiner can't wrestle every day, we're gonna need Luke Skywalker. God damn it. Scott Steiner's a god. He's a goddamn deity. But we had fans were wrong for disliking The Last Jedi. And then a lot of the fans walked into Rise of Skywalker and were like, yeah, this is trash. And everyone's like, it's trash because you changed the plan from not liking The Last Jedi. And we're all like, that's like saying you burnt the broccoli, so we're having peanut butter and jelly. Yeah, the two things exist as independent thoughts, but they don't relate to one another, bitch. But then it gets worse. Because after years of telling the fans, we are smarter than you, and there is no such thing as the Snyder Cut. It doesn't exist. Despite everyone saying, yeah, it totally fucking exists. Here's 30 goddamn articles of it existing from backstage sources. And here's like 14 actors saying, yeah, it totally fucking exists. No. We wag the finger. We tell you what to think. It doesn't exist, and anyone who says it does is a toxic fan. Bitch, we just want to see the good version of the movie. You're the one insulting us. Then it comes out, hey, Snyder Cut's real. Zach, I'm going to want your opinion here in about 28 seconds. Snyder Cut's real. Calais. It's coming out next year on HBO Max. Let's get fucking wrecked. Yeah. Ugh. Fans getting what they want. Ugh. End times. We should never give the fans what they pay for, what they expect. We should never give fans quality entertainment because then they might not be angry and click on our hate articles. Rawr. Cunts. Every single person who wrote an article like that is a cunt. Because I've been asking for the Snyder Cut for 2.5 years. I was asking for it when Whedon took over. It's like 3 years. But I didn't fucking insult anyone. I didn't go on some kind of long-winded diatribe. Wait. I didn't insult anyone. I didn't go on Twitter sending out death threats. I just said, I want the Snyder Cut. I was like a 1990s food commercial. I want my Snyder Cut, Snyder Cut, Snyder Cut, Snyder Cut. I want my Snyder Cut, Snyder Cut, Snyder Cut. Superman was the real villain. Black suit Superman. Barbecue sauce. Like, that's it. That's what most of us are saying. Like, just give us the goddamn Snyder Cut. They're like, all right. We're going to give it the goddamn Snyder Cut. Woohoo! Yeah! And then we're being called toxic fans. God bless America. God bless everyone. God bless Tiny Tim, because he died before he had to see this nonsense. And a minute and 48 seconds later, Zach, thoughts on the Snyder Cut? You weren't here last week when we talked about it.
I wasn't. First of all, the Snyder Cut exists. No fucking shit.
We've been saying that for 3 years. God damn it. We've been saying that since 1989. The Snyder Cut exists. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? Zack Snyder, you mean that kid from Sao Paulo Alto High School? I don't know if that's where he went. Fucking roll with it, people. That dude made a movie about a marshmallow rolling down the stairs. I don't want to see an extended cut of that. Wait, bitches. Just fucking wait for 30 years. You just fucking wait.
Secondly, I recognize the original cut of Justice League that we got had its flaws. I enjoyed it. I had a great time, and part of that was probably because I was You know, my brother came up, my dad came up. We saw it on opening weekend, which turned out to be 16 years to the day after the original Justice League cartoon aired.
That's symmetry.
So good. It was just me, my brother, my dad watching it in my basement, and then 16 years later, we're at fucking Justice League in the theater. It was so good. So I always appreciate that movie for that. But do I want to see a Snyder cut? You damn straight I do. Do I want to see more Henry Cavill as Supes? More Ben Affleck as Batman? Abso-fucking-lutely I do. Give it to me now. Need it now.
Well, he still needs to finish it.
I don't give a shit. Give it to me.
So, I think that it had its flaws, especially in the third act. Go figure, Whedon fucked it up. God damn it, Whedon. But something good might be coming back because it seems like, hey, you like the Snyder cut? Everyone's nodding their heads. You like the Henry Cavill? Everyone's shaking their heads. You like the fact that Henry Cavill's 38 and he dates 19-year-olds? Everyone's nodding their heads. Actually, flip that. Everyone was supposed to be nodding their heads. Now they're supposed to be shaking their heads. Henry Cavill likes to rock the cradle. I say, bully for you, Henry. As long as they're legal consenting adults, who cares if they're a sophomore poli-sci student? Just make sure they're home by 11.
Make sure they get their damn term paper turned in.
Make sure they get up for their 6:30 feminist literature class because their their professor, whose name I can't say, but it rhymes with something and it ends in Inkenton. I'll tell you guys off the air. I'm going to tweet it. I'm going to send it to you. I'm going to send it to you. There it is. Check your chats. Some jokes can't be said aloud. My brain is fried. Anyway, Henry Cavill's back in the suit. Maybe. Allegedly. Possibly. We don't know yet. We don't know.
Damn well better be.
According to Deadline, while there's not a Man of Steel sequel in the works, we're hearing that Henry Cavill is also in talks for a reprise role as Superman. We hear Cavill could come back in a couple of different ways, though not in a standalone film, but there are plans to put him back in the big red cape again, sources with knowledge tells us. Warner Brothers is not developing Man of Steel sequel, and Wonder Woman 1984, Suicide Squad, and are in the can. Wait, Suicide Squad's already in the can? What? Superman isn't expected to make a cameo in Matt Reeves' The Batman either. Other projects where Cavill could make a cameo are Shazam 2, Black Adam, Aquaman 2, which are the next productions to be prepped once COVID-19 safety restrictions lift. So, the one thing that I saw was that they're going to make the Superman the DC version of the Hulk, meaning that he's going to be a complementary character in a lot of different movies. This makes sense considering Warner Brothers' concerted efforts to get Lois and Superman off the ground. I don't know what that show's called. Marcus, what is it called? Is it Lois and Superman or Superman and Lois?
I think it's Superman and Lois.
Well, holy shit. They gave the guy the top billing. Sexist. Excuse me, Marcus. That's sexist.
Well, I mean, might as well give him the opening title. She wears the pants, which she probably borrowed from Carr. So,
pantsuits. So, Zach, we'll start with you because I know you're a big Man Steel fan.
Damn straight.
I was not a big fan of the hopping around of the time and the muted color scheme. Those are my two biggest gripes. That and there was no giant bald dude for Zod to yell at to go beat people up. Technically, he wasn't bald. He had a big chin strap mustache, beard. He had a chin strap beard. What was that dude's name? It was Zod. It was Zod. It was Feora. And then what was the third dude's name, Zach? Come on, Superman 2.
Wasn't it Non?
Non. Yeah, Non. He looked like a dude
I mean,
named
I
Non.
like to think that, I mean, there was that big fucking hulking Kryptonian that never took his mask off and we never saw his face. I like to think that was Non.
Yeah, but Non was like the Kryptonian Jaws, not the creature, the Bond villain.
Right.
I would like to have seen Non just go chomp, 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 chomp. So now that Man of Steel, possibly back in the Cape. Thoughts?
I am all for it. I'm on board. Rat Bastards, give me Man of Steel 2. I want it. I need it. But I suppose I could sell for him making guest appearances, cameos. As long as he's still in the Cape, I'm cool with it. But I still want more. I still want my Man of Steel 2. Give it to me.
Marcus, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I've never made always let it be known that Man of Steel is one of my favorite films, let alone comic book, just film period. But yeah, I'm right there with Zach, man. But want the Man of Steel too, but I take what I can get for now because I am a fan of Cavill in the role. I would prefer if he come back with a far less overly muscly, polished, embellished suit that he had at the end of Shazam. Freaking ridiculous, but yeah, I'll take him. I can get on me if he goes into Shazam, and that'll be cool. Him debuting against The Rock. I mean, ironically, they're both in real life rapped by Rock's ex-wife, so I would imagine they had something to do with bringing this stuff together. But yeah, it kind of like you said, it kind of makes sense in a way for him to be kind of popping in and out because he is kind of like the final boss, but on the good side of things. So he really could just come and shut stuff down if he wanted to. So, or at least that's how it should be. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm hoping that these reports are true. Usually when it comes from like Variety or Deadline or what I guess the other big part of the big three with the Hollywood Reporter, you can actually take it serious. So, yeah, hopefully this pans out and just with it being like coming after the whole Snyder thing, it feels like, things are looking up for like real Snyderverse fans right now. Also with the blending of all the new stuff that they've done post Snyder with Wonder Woman and obviously Aquaman and Shazam. But yeah, it's just good to have that actor back because I think a lot of people right now definitely got their fingers crossed for Affleck, which I think is certainly up in the air. But it's good to get Cavill back. He definitely got a lot of unfinished business with that character. I hope he gets to, take care of now. So.
If Justice League is a hit for HBO Max, who the fuck knows what's in the future? Crazier things have happened. It's undecided. Speaking of undecided, if you're expecting to get season 3 of Cobra Kai on the UbiTubes, you'd be totally disappointed. Apparently,
You brought it together.
What's that?
You got it there. You got it together.
Yeah, I know what's going on. I can get us from point A to point 14. Come on. I skipped a few steps, but I'll get us there. Yeah, sure, we're going to have to go through Pensacola, Omaha, and for some reason British Columbia, but I can get us from Cleveland to fucking Mexico City. It just ain't going to be a straight line. It's not going to be the quickest route. So YouTube has decided...
Stop in British
Columbia. Stop where?
Oh, why would we go to Mexico City? Let's just go to British Columbia.
Because we're going to go see wrestling.
Ah.
Come on. We're going to Arena, Mexico. One of the most famous wrestling arenas of all time. Then we're going to beat up anyone that has a Vuvuzuela or Vuvuzuela, whatever the fuck those things are called. Fucking noise machines. We're going to shove them up asses. It's going to sound really weird. Vuvuzuelas. Ugh. Some horns were not meant to be horns. Fuvicilias or one of them. I don't even remember what they're fucking called. They're just trash. They're trash music. That's all they are. So apparently YouTube is like, hey, Google, you own us. And Google's like, yes. And YouTube's like, hey, these premium channels that we're giving you, yes. What about them? They're costing us a shitload of money. And Google's like, we have a shitload of money. Let's just see how much they're costing you, because I think we can, oh my God, it's 2 shitloads of money. We got to stop doing this. So YouTube is like, hey, we're done. That's why you haven't heard any updates about season 3, because we're so totally not going to be fucking airing this anymore. So apparently now Hulu and Netflix are the leading outlets to land season 3 of Cobra Kai. One of the best shows going today. Fucking love it. But it's not going to be on YouTube anymore. So it's still going to be behind a paywall. But maybe not YouTube paywall. Whose turn is it? Zach, your turn?
Marcus's turn.
Marcus's turn. Marcus, thoughts on Cobra Kai not being on the UbiTubes?
This is like my first time hearing about any of this, but it makes sense. Like you said, we hadn't been getting any type of thing. I mean, they filmed the 3rd season, right?
Yeah, it's in the can. The Boys season 2. Still no update on that.
Yeah, I think the guy, the showrunner, was like, we kind of just finishing some stuff up. So I think he just want to wait till every little detail is finished with the special effects and stuff. But with this, yeah, I had no idea. I knew it was going to be a while before it came back out, but this definitely makes a lot of sense now. I mean, I liked the whole setup and everything that they had with YouTube. I thought it was really good. I mean, I thought it was one of those things that got a lot of people to, I guess, sign up for that particular deal with YouTube or whatnot. Looked like a sweet deal to me, but things happen, stuff is transition. Like you said, I guess the leading 2 things are like Hulu and Netflix. I think either part it'll be nuts. I mean, from our perspective anyway, it'd be nuts not to try and pick it up. But yeah, I mean that sucks, because now, I mean, I guess we don't really know how long it's gonna take to air now, because they got to squash that, right?
What was that, Marcus? Squash what?
Like, just the whole concept of not, like, now we imagine like it really gets stalled because they have to kind of settle on exactly where they're gonna be.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. They're not produced by YouTube. They're produced by Sony TV. So Sony TV has already produced and made all the things that they need to do with the show. Now they're just looking for someone to purchase the distribution rights so that Sony TV can get paid for it and that it could air. So there's not really too much that needs to be done with the show, and the show's in no way near, going to get canceled by any means. This is one of those few times where the production studios maintains all control over the show, which is a wonderful thing. This is kind of what happened with Orville, only in different circumstances. YouTube is losing money on their exclusive streaming platform, like their non-cable TV streaming services. They're losing money on those exclusive channels that were behind paywalls. So apparently their plan was to distribute this elsewhere so that they weren't eating a lot of losses. Here's the quote. Deadline explains that as part of Sony TV's negotiation with YouTube, whichever streaming service acquires Cobra Kai will not only have the exclusive rights to Season 3, but will also have access to Season 1 and Season 2 on non-exclusive basis. That way, viewers interested in watching Cobra Kai's 3rd season on its new home service will be able to catch up right then and there. That being said, it appears YouTube will not formally release the show until after it has landed on a new platform. Evidently, the reason for these negotiations is that YouTube originally seemed committed to streaming Cobra Kai Season 3 in its entirety. The platform informed Sony TV that it would not be renewing the show for a 4th season. This prompted Sony to ask permission to take the series elsewhere, to which YouTube agreed. So Sony TV has every intention on milking this puppy for as long as it can go. So that means, maybe 6 seasons in a movie, which is a community, quote, TV show community, not just a community. So, Zach, thoughts?
Well, it does that doesn't YouTube losing money over their premium stream service doesn't really surprise me all that much. If I had my vote as to where it would end up, I would say Netflix, just because Hulu is now owned by Disney, so fuck you.
DCTV. Although DCTV is not going to be around much longer. It definitely, they're definitely going to be fusing that with HBO Max here. But
I mean, that would make sense as to why Justice League would be on there.
right, and originally I was really upset about that, but then I realized they're just going to keep making the same shows for HBO Max. I'm like, oh, whatever. So, if we're getting a new home and a guaranteed 4th season, I'm in. Call me Rhonda and let me help. Did you get that reference? Anyone get that reference?
Is that a Help Me Rondo reference?
It is. It's a Beach Boys reference. Yeah. Speaking of helping, Stargirl. It's a good show.
Stargirl.
It's a super good show. Episode 2 featured the debut of Stripe's name, Stripe. I don't believe that it's actually, what was it? Strategical, trepidatious, riptide, internet, something. I don't fucking remember what its name was. She came up with some kind of nonsense.
Yeah, subatomic, tactical.
Yeah, not
internet.
so.
Yeah, internet patent enhancer she came up with. Yeah.
Well, what was the R?
Robot did it.
Oh yeah, subatomic, God fucking Christ.
Yeah,
subatomic, tactical, robotic, internet, pat, enhancer. That is not the official acronym for Stripe. But I'm fine with it. So, this was a fast episode. Did anyone else kind of like blink and go, wait, how the fuck did we get here? Because I did that. So basically, we open up with Pat and Courtney going, hey, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not doing anything. What are you doing? But they're saying it at the same exact time, so it's kind of adorable. They get the fuck out of Dodge and they're chilling out in Pat's garage, and he's like, you can't be doing this, Courtney. I swear to God, if we're playing bingo, I've already won with the things Pat has said to Courtney bingo game. Or if you're playing the drinking game for every time Pat scolds Courtney, well, I hate to ask, but can I borrow a kidney? Because Pat sure says the same shit to Courtney over and over again. So what else happened? They both got bruises, and they both claim they fell down the stairs, and the mom doesn't really give a fuck. She's like, oh, the house is trying to kill my favorite people? That's fine. The son's playing Nintendo Switch the entire episode and making fun of his stepsister and trying to eat all of the pancakes. Rep. Respect. Hell yeah. Courtney and Pat eventually deduce who the mastermind, brain guy, whatever his fucking name is. They have a confrontation at open night for open house night for the parents. They throw down in the parking lot, which is a pretty fucking cool little scene with Pat and Mastermind. That was cool. Then Courtney shows up and the two of them go, coast to coast on this dude's ass. They win. The staff kind of bojangles his brain up pretty good. I don't know where they take him afterwards. That's left ambiguous. We talk about the fact that who is it? Knights was that his name? Tim Knight, Steve Knight, Trevor Knight created the staff. Ted Knight, right? That was it. Zach.
Don't know. I haven't seen the show yet, actually.
What the fuck?
I'm hesitant, man. I've been burned too many times by this shit.
Well, so far it's not terrible. So Ted Knight makes the staff, but Stripes, he doesn't want to get into it right now. So they eventually decide just to go home. All the while, we get the emergence of the main villain. It's Icicle. I don't know why they're making Icicle into Damien Dark, but then again, Damien Dark was made into Damien Dark when no one wanted that, so I'm fine with it. I am going to say this with all sincerity. While not as great as Return of the Mac and Damien Dark throwing around 18th century dandies with his magical demon powers, Icicle strutting his way down the evil catacombs of the Injustice Society to the Killers, Here Comes the Man, or just the Man, that's what it's called, is right there. Super fantastic because they really are putting this dude over as a top villain, and I dig it. Let's see. Marcus, did I forget anything with the general rundown?
Yeah, the final confrontation. She the whole thing about her making the suit, effing up a whole lot of sewing machines.
I love that she sucks at everything.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting because there is a conversation about somebody was like she's Ray 2.0. So I was like, no, that's not it.
That's not even the only thing she does well is gymnastics. That's it. The staff does everything else. She sucks at everything else. She can't make friends. No one likes her. Her own stepfather wants to throw her through a fucking wall, but he won't because he's the nicest guy in the world. She's the anti-Ray. Because Ray was just, I can do everything without anyone's help. Clearly, Stargirl can't. Because the first time she fucks up with Mastermind, all of a sudden, Stripes, he's like, hey, gots to go. Right. Second time, she fucks up even harder, and she's like, Pat, I totally did the fucking of the up. And Pat's like, God damn it, why do you keep doing the fucking of the up? And Courtney's like, I don't know, I'm 15. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
They really did cast, like, those are two MVPs of the show. And they're doing a great job with these villains as well. Like, the actor with Brainwave is, like, just the right amount of creepy and menacing at the same time.
That's his name.
And the guy who plays Icicle, already digging his swag. But yeah, we got I guess the descendant of the magician this episode too. Because Brainwave made a house call. But yeah, I mean they definitely. I mean the girl that plays Brett Bessinger, she's nailing it. I mean she has to play like a young, precocious. Just a lot of different emotions you got to put in that character. I thought that was really well shown when he had to confront Brainwave in that hallway, and he really like just laid out the gravitas of the crap hole she stepped into, and he really put her back in the mind frame of a child because she realized she was just completely outdone. And then that great moment between her and Pat when she realized like this dude really is trying to look out for me, and he's like, if I don't come back, take your mom and get the hell out of here. And he really went to put his life on the line because he was done. Like, he was done. And, yeah, I mean, it was cool seeing her, finally put the costume on, do the whole flip onto the staff, fly in, do the rescue. And even in that fight, she was about to be done.
Yeah.
So, like, the whole Ray comparison, like, I guess people's, perceptions are so warped because we've had a lot of that Ray stuff in so many different instances now. A lot of people are kind of just jaded about any little thing. They kind of just rank it as that. But she's definitely flawed, and I dig it. Like, the staff is doing a lot of the work. She's talented, but the staff is doing a lot of the work. And it was cool, I guess. It felt like a cosmic staff fatality with how she, like, it took out Brainwave, which was convenient because he's the only person that knows who she actually is. And his son may or may not inherit the gene, if you will. So it's definitely going to be interesting seeing where they go with that. Specifically, now that they're officially a team. And, yeah, I guess we're going to be getting some of the kids suited up next.
So Ray was able to use her force powers to make the Stormtrooper unlocker on the Star Killer planet thing. Never had a lesson in her life. Never flew a plane before, but was able to fly the Millennium Falcon off of Jakku. took on the Sith Lord on 3 separate occasions and went 3-0 with no training. Stargirl hit a dude with a staff, and the staff blew up a car, and Stargirl's like, I didn't tell you to do that. What the fuck was that for? And the staff's just like, meh, all fucking muttly up in this bitch going, that staff's a dick. She doesn't know how to make it fly. It just flies on its own, and she holds on for dear life. You know, all she does is the flips. I'm sorry, she's 15, she's nimble, and she was a gymnast. She can do the flips. We've established that's within her wheelhouse. And then she went up against a supervillain and got her ass kicked, and if it wasn't for the fact that Pat was able to turn on his light bright, she was going to die. So no, there is no Ray 2.0 with this. In fact, Stargirl's quite incompetent. She's literally, if we're counting every encounter, spaced off in a one-on-one battle, she's lost to Brainwave twice already, and the third time is technically the same instance as the second time, but because she was taking on Brainwave by herself, then Pat interfered. I'm counting that as a break, and then the third time she got lucky. She just grabbed her staff and went conk, and Brainwave's all like. There was a nice touching moment afterwards where she's like, "What if he dies?" And Pat's like, oh, he's not gonna die. But you can tell by his face, he probably can die. Great chemistry. I want more of the Sun. I'm not gonna lie. The Sun's hilarious. We only got like one real scene with him this week. But he was debating the ethics of blueberry versus chocolate pancakes, so I was fine with that. Zach, so far 2 weeks in, it's a good show.
Oh, well, fantastic.
And considering Jeff Johns is, he's super fucking hardcore about this character because, he made it after his deceased sister, I don't think he's going to be fucking around. Also, there's a cameo appearance by his sister in the pilot episode. When Courtney is moving all her stuff, there's a photo of Courtney superimposed with his dearly beloved departed sister on the wall. I thought that was a really cool Easter egg.
Wow.
I don't know how they know each other. Courtney and his sister, but like, hey, there you go. Amy Smart is fantastic. She just wants everyone to like her and like each other, and she has all these ideas, and no one wants to listen to her because, I don't know, her boss is a supervillain. I did find that very funny. Everyone in town knows the restaurants. We don't need to reintroduce them. And then she's like, well, back in the day, we used to do like a cow pie throwing tournament. Cow pies or cow shits, for those of you uninvolved in the knowing of the things of the stuff of the stuffage. And the dude's like, that's disgusting. And Amy Smart's just like, oh, okay. She's tried so hard. And then at the end, when Pat's like, we got to leave, I had some of the pigs in blanket, and they're not sitting well. And they leave, and then like the teacher and the congressman are sitting there, and the guy's like, pig in the blanket, and the teacher and congressman are like, no. Just subtleties, it's great. It's Zach, the best way I can describe this show, it's like if the Power Rangers and Star Kid and the Phantom and Rocketeer of the 90s adopted a baby girl and rose her up to be 15 years old but still in the 90s, it'd be this show. With continuity. Because not every episode in TV in the 90s had continuity.
Right.
So yeah, I'd say it's pretty good. Marcus, any thoughts on this week's episode that we didn't cover?
No, that's that's pretty much it. I mean, shout out to that great and again, this was another moment where he reminded me a lot of his brother. When he had to work out.
That was funny. I'd like to do some cardiovascular. Some what? I want to get jacked. Oh, then you came to the right place, man. I don't know who that workout dude is, Marcus, but I'm super into him. I think he's brilliant. He'll probably be a villain, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Well, like everyone who has like any prominence in the town seemed to be members of the Injustice Society. Also, we got a look at Grodd, maybe.
Yeah, we did get it. It was like, hey, old friend, when Icicle was going down to the thing. Yeah, so that also be interesting because Grundy, that's Grundy, right? Yeah.
No,
So
I mean, I think that was Grodd because that was definitely an ape.
okay.
I'm pretty sure
Well,
that was an ape. It could be wrong. It could have been Grodd, but I'm pretty sure that was an ape. It may not be Grundy. It may not be Grodd. Zach, what's the name of that monkey that hangs out with the brain that the monkey wants to fuck?
Oh, the little evil brain in a jar.
Yes, and the monkey wants to fuck it.
Monsieur Mala.
Yes, it might be Mala. Because wasn't Mala part of the Injustice Society at one point?
I think so. I mean, the most I ever saw of the brain and Monsieur Mala were from the Teen Titans cartoon.
Mr. Mala, Injustice Society. It could have been Grodd. We didn't really get a lot of details, though. Monsieur Mala. DC Comics villain, romantic partner of the brain, origins, romance, New 52.
Yes.
What's that, Marcus?
Yeah, I think it is Solomon Grundy. Yeah, Solomon Grundy is a character in the CW and DC series Stargirl. Cyrus Gold says he appeared in first episode in Stripe. So
The first episode, yes, that was Grundy because Grundy chased down Starman and Stripesy. But I looked at the footage of Icicle walking down the stairs, and it looked like an ape. But I'll have to rewatch that scene again because I'm not sure. It could be Grundy. It very well could be because Grundy is in this series, and Grundy's fucking huge in this series, like 8 feet tall. Because Solomon Grundy born on a Monday. And thankfully, we're not going to be getting that fucking trash-ass Gotham version where he's just some regular fat dude.
yeah, that was not done.
Yeah, super not good. Yeah. That's all I got on this week's episode for everything. I don't have anything else to talk about, be it Stargirl episode 2 or any other news. What about you guys? Anything?
None from me.
Same here.
All right, then I guess we can wrap it up, gentlemen. RealNerdCorp.com, RealNerdCorp.com. We are on Twitter at NerdCorp. We are on Instagram at RealNerdCorp. We're on Podbean at RealNerdCorp.podbean.com. Or by going to the Podbean app and downloading the app to your mobile device and searching for Real Nerd Corp on the App Store version of the Podbean app. We're also on Spotify now.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I want to be like, yeah, they fucking recruited us, Joe Rogan. Nah, I just connected the fucking Podbean profile to Spotify. It was pretty fucking easy. Buzz, it's more opportunity to get us in your eardrums. What up, player? It's going to be a fun time for us. You can also find us still on iTunes as well. So we're on iTunes, we're on Podbean, we're on Spotify, we're on the YouTubes, we're on twitch.tv/Comic and GameCorp. We are everywhere.
You can't get rid of us.
Trust me, Zach has tried. He sends a weekly box of Chad Be Gone. I open it and it gasses me in the face, and then there's some kind of like Joker-esque cackle, and I just go, "Ha, Zach, I've built up my immunity to Chad Be Gone. You can't possibly be," and then I fall down and pass out because you get me every time. But I always wake up, motherfucker. It's like that shark repellent that Batman had. It randomly makes me explode for some reason. I mean, we all thought that's what happened, right? Batman gassed the shark and then it blew up.
I mean, obviously, yeah. What else are you supposed to suspect? Until the next scene where you're like, so someone stuffed that shark with dynamite.
Fucking 6 years old going, why does Batman have shark bomb repellent? Oh, goddamn. So you can find Marcus on Twitter at ParadoxKid, ParaDoxKid.
That's who I be.
You can also find him on his other podcast, The True Penny Show, on Twitter at True Penny Show, TruePennyShow. You can find Zachary on both Instagram and DeviantArt at his handle Radiance2020, RADIANCE2020.
That's the one.
That's him. You can find me on Twitter at Chad NerdCorp, ChadNerdCorp, and on the Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. And that's Amore. So, with all that being said, we're done for this week. Mark and I will be back next week to talk about something, for some reason, with some things in mind. Tune in every Thursday at 9 p.m. at twitch.tv/Comic and GameCorp for another edition of ComicCorp. Swisher and I should be on tomorrow night talking something. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out. And Marcus and I will be back on Tuesday for another edition of Wrestling Underground, because I don't think we have a pay-per-view this weekend, do we?
No.
Okay. So we'll be on Tuesday. We're going to be giving our top 10 wrestlers from Impactorama. Tune in for that. And then Zach and I will be on next Wednesday, hopefully, unless he cancels again, that dip. Talking about Impact and the current situations and the goings-ons and stuff like that. So with all that being said, for Marcus Green and Zachary Tyler Pew Duncan, I'm Chad Bordo. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking us out. Read more comics. And remember, as always, I don't have anything. Marcus, take us home.
Stay inside me.